welcome to the There It Is podcast mini episode, a comedy podcast to help you find your inspiration with a quick tip. I'm your host, Jason Farr. Let's do this. Thanks for joining me today. And today I'm talking about breaking character, or breaking as it's commonly known, in an improv scene or sketch, or really anything that involves you playing a character. Tons of people break. SNL cast members, improvisers. Jerry Seinfeld, while he was doing his sitcom, he broke more than you might realize. I once got to interview Bryan Cranston about 15 years ago, and he told me any scene of Seinfeld that you see was the one take that Jerry didn't laugh. There are a handful of people who never break, but Jerry Seinfeld definitely broke. Who are some people who didn't break? Phil Hartman, I don't think he broke much on SNL. Neither did Fred Armisen. Fred Armisen is the only person not breaking in that first Debbie Downer sketch. Everyone else is losing it. Michael Richards, I heard he didn't break much on Seinfeld and seemed to get frustrated when other people did, if you look at bloopers. But nevertheless, people break. Some people don't break. How do they keep from breaking in hilarious scenes? Now, I'm not the best at not breaking, even if a couple of my castmates have told me I don't break much, but I do know what helps me when I'm not breaking in scenes, and I would venture a guess that it's what a lot of people who famously don't break do. So I'm going to give you some tips on that, and there's a tip later from a really great improviser and instructor that I'm going to share as well. So when I'm not breaking in a scene, even if it's like a really funny scene, everything's super crazy, super funny, lots of surprises happening, if I'm not breaking, it's because I'm very focused on what my character is feeling in that moment. I'm thinking about how the character thinks, what motivates them, and how what just happened might affect my character. If it would anger me, then I act angry. If it would scare me, I act scared. You get it. But if I focus on that, then I could stay in the scene and be present without getting caught up in the funny thing that just happened. Now, one thing that is tricky is making eye contact. Making eye contact with your scene partner is powerful and necessary for chemistry and good shows. Good work involves eye contact. But if your scene partner has done something super funny, making eye contact makes it really tough to not break. No matter how long you hold it, it just makes it harder. And if the audience is laughing, you have to hold that eye contact. You have to hold the moment before you can start talking again, which draws out the moment and it just makes it harder to not break. It gives you reason to focus on how funny what just happened was, and then the thing gets funnier and funnier the longer time passes. One thing you can do in situations like that is busy yourself with an action. Have your character fold the laundry or look something up, put down their briefcase, whatever makes sense for your character to do in that moment. The downside is that can kind of make you break that important eye contact, which you don't necessarily want to do, but hey, sometimes you have to. And I've also hidden a laugh before by looking away from the audience. It breaks eye contact too, but it allowed me to gain some composure. Now, here's some expert advice. I asked Magnet improviser, instructor, coach, and guest from episode 21, Rick Andrews, if he could provide any tips on how to not break. And he shared some really great advice. He said, what helped for me was refocusing on making my partner look good. I want to laugh because what they're doing is so funny, or what we're doing is so fun, but I know I can make them look funnier if I can keep a straight face. But sometimes you can't help it, and there are worse things than the audience knowing you're having fun. I love that advice. It's one part practical and one part realistic. You're going to break. It's not the end of the world. People get overly mad about somebody breaking or act like they're so unprofessional for breaking. Hey, it's funny. And in improv, it's happening on the spot. Of course that person's going to break. It's just as much of a surprise to your scene partner or to you when something funny and unexpected happens as it is to the audience. So in summation, focus on your character's feelings and motivations. Give yourself something physical to do. Focus on making your scene partner look good. Look away from the audience to gain composure if you have to, or just let yourself laugh. It's really not a big deal. Hopefully this helps if you have a tendency to break on stage. Thanks so much for listening to this mini episode. All episodes of the podcast are available on Amazon, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. We also are building up our YouTube channel. Subscribe wherever is most convenient for you to listen to us. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ThereItIsPod. Follow me on Twitter at JasonFarJokes and Instagram at JasonFarPics. Also, subscribe to our comedy lifestyle newsletter and support us if you can. We have a Patreon and a PayPal. Go to ThereItIsPod.com for newsletter and support info. Links in bio. And as always, until next time, be good to each other.